thing is, don't pack too much. Safari is a very simple process when it comes to dressing. It's very informal, no need to bring anything fancy. Don't put too many items in that's going to make you overweight, because nearly every safari camp our clients visit is accessed by light aircraft, and with light aircraft there are restrictions denoted by weight. So that is in some cases 20 kilos or 44 pounds, or it could be as little as 15 kilos and 33 pounds. So for that reason, mostly people would pack a duffel bag like this, which is a large North Face duffel bag or similar, anywhere between 72 to sort of 90 litres in size. That is more than enough for what you need. Of course, most people nowadays do prefer wheels, such as a bag like this, although these wheeled bags are quite heavy.
This is poor Richard, who has to carry my bag 14 kilometres through the forest and up the other side. So strong.
And the nice thing about Africa is, once you land in your destination, you're hardly going to carry a bag, so don't worry about labouring to carry this bag all around the countryside, because there'll always be someone to take your bag for you. A bag like this can be used, but it does add extra weight because of the wheel structure. The important thing with the bag like this is that it's got to have soft top, so that it can be put into an aircraft pod. If it's too structured, no hard cases, it won't get into the pod, and you'll be forced to transfer that to another bag and probably be charged for that bag as well. So it's important to get this right. In terms of clothing, it does depend on the time of year that you're going to be there. If you're travelling in summer months, then obviously you don't need cold weather gear. If you're travelling in winter months to destinations like Botswana, you're going to need some nice warm clothing. I always pack a couple of pairs of long trousers, 2 pairs of long trousers normally, and I'm sorry this is done from a male perspective, but for females, you don't need to wear dresses on safari. So what we wear, you wear, and vice versa. I always have a couple of pairs of shorts like what I'm wearing, because it does get warm in the middle of the day, even in the winter time in places like Botswana. I have a couple of long sleeve button-up shirts, and the important thing is, doesn't have to be all green and camouflaged, but do have one set of clothing that is earthy coloured, because in some cases you may be offered walking, and to walk in the African bush you need to blend into the environment. Shirts like this, short sleeve shirts like this, depends on how sort of sun susceptible you are, but this is totally fine. Also good to bring, some casual gear. You may want to change into it in the heat of the day. T-shirt, shorts, something like this, and exercise gear, because some camps have gyms, so you may want to take advantage of those facilities. For the colder destinations like Botswana in the middle of July, a couple of underlayers, something like this is good. If you really do feel the cold, it might be worth bringing a set of thermals to sleep in at night and maybe wear early morning. Although bear in mind that all of the vehicles that you go on activity in will have ponchos. So they're blanket lined ponchos. Most camps will give you hot water bottles if it's cold to put on your lap, so you don't want for too much, but a good thing to have is a couple of layers. Beanie, gloves, perhaps a buff to keep out the cold, and a couple of jackets. Don't have to be earthy coloured essentially, but puffer jackets, down is a good product because it's so light. But just some options to layer up. The other thing I always do is I bring a couple of pairs of shoes. One, a good pair of sturdy walking shoes, such as these. whatever brand you favour. And then I bring a second pair, in my case, because I normally try and do a little bit of exercise, I bring a set of runners. Just in case, you know, you're in a boating or a water activity and your shoes get wet, you've got an option to go to keep your feet dry.
I'll film this for the lawyers.
The other thing about gorilla trekking, and it's a good point, is it's always good to have some light gloves. Some lodges do supply those, but good to have your own that fit well because of stinging nettles. So important to have long trousers, long sleeve shirt and gloves. Most people now tend to use the iPhone. The iPhone is an exceptional piece of kit for photography. Certainly the latest iPhone 16 is very good, but bear in mind that's mostly for landscapes. If you want to get a bit closer and are keen on your photography, I would go, these days the mirrorless cameras are probably the best. Sony,
Your Canons, your Nikons.
any of those are really good. But you want to probably have a couple of different lenses. Start with a wide angle lens like this, which is a 35 to 105, or 24 actually to 105. But then if you want to get into the photography a bit more, an extended lens like something like this, a 100 to 300 or 75 to 300 or a 100 to 400 is a really, really good lens. And that will serve all the purposes that you need on safari. The other thing is binoculars. These are an essential piece of kit, but not everyone needs to have a pair of binoculars. If you bring one between 2 or one between 4, most camps will also have some binoculars in the vehicles, but these are good. We have a relationship with Swarovski. They're the best of the best, and they have a price tag that suits. So if you want to go that, let us know, and we can sort you out there. Although, there's some very, very good other more economical binoculars that you can use. Generally speaking, 10 by 32, 8 by 32, you don't want them too big because they just get heavy. Nikon make good sets, Bushnell make good sets, so there's all sorts of options. Caps are the norm these days, but of course caps don't give you full sun protection, so a broad brim hat is not a bad option. And the essentials are sunscreen, of course, and some good sunglasses. The other thing is, certainly in winter months in your colder parts of Africa, a good lip balm is essential, as well as moisturiser is. But although most camps do provide moisturiser. In terms of shampoos, the better camps will have a selection of shampoos, but if you want to bring your own preference, then by all means. But bear in mind, don't overpack. I think that's the story of the day. Don't worry too much about formalities. It's very low key. Wearing a set of long trousers and a shirt, long sleeve shirt to dinner is generally what I do to keep mosquitoes at bay if they're around. But otherwise, during the day, if it's warm enough, shorts, shirts, all that is fine. So that about wraps it up.